All right, my guest this week on Premier Preps is a former football coach at Oak Ridge High School, where he led the Trojans to 114 wins from 2007 to 2021. He won a section championship at Oak Ridge back in 2019, and now he's the head coach of a new football team at Oak Ridge, heading the Trojans girls flag football team in its inaugural season. My guest this week is Eric Cavaliere. Cav, thanks for joining us on Premier Preps.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Nick. Appreciate it.
Of course, man, anytime. How's life treating you these days? Are you settling into the new school year yet?
Yeah, I mean, you're the husband of a teacher, so you know how it is. This first couple of weeks is just about getting situated and get your routines established. But when you've been doing it for 25 plus years, it's becomes pretty routine, and you got it down. So it's going just fine.
I want to ask you about your football background. I think you grew up in Vacaville, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
A lot of us know you as the football coach for Oak Ridge, but what was it like for you growing up and playing football in Vacaville?
Yeah, it was a great experience. A lot like El Dorado Hills, it was a one high school town. Everybody went to the one school. We had two middle schools feeding into the one high school. A lot of community support. Had an incredible coaching staff that just were tough on us, but just gave us a great experience and loved every minute of it. And it's just really stuck with me. The experience that I had at Vacaville High School is exactly what I've tried to give, our kids at Oak Ridge, just a good hometown community-based program type of experience. To leave your school with a ton of pride and be happy, and proud of where you came from.
So '07 was your first head coaching year. You guys won a section crown in 2019. You kept coaching until 2021, which was that weird post-pandemic season. And then you decided to hang them up for a while, hang up the whistle for a little bit. What went through that decision to kind of stop coaching when you did? And did you always kind of leave the door open for yourself to come back?
Yeah, no, I had kind of earmarked, sometime around that era, to hang up the whistle, so to speak, with tackle football anyways. We knew we had a good team in 2019, and really, unfortunately, maybe the best team, we've ever had at Oak Ridge would have been that 2020 team, but this little thing called COVID kind of stepped in there and got in the way of that a little bit. Yeah. So, that was disappointing, but it was just, you got to roll with the punches. And the funny thing we used to like to say is, we were still the defending section champions, from back going all the way back to 2019. So, so we got to hold on to it for 2 years, actually, not just one, as defending section champs. But, no, in all honesty, we much would rather have been able to just play a regular season and have our team and go for it and give another run at that section championship.
Even when you weren't coaching, you've always been at the sidelines at games. You're very dedicated to the program still. Obviously, Casey Taylor's done an amazing job with the program since he's taken it over. But now comes this new opportunity for you guys and a new challenge with girls flag football, a sport that started in California officially last year. Oak Ridge didn't field the program last year, but you're ready to go this year. And did they have to reel you back in, or was it something that you wanted to pursue, or how did you become at the forefront of that?
No, I was excited about it from the get-go. Just to be involved with football, something I'm obviously passionate about. But at the same time, wanting something different, so this was kind of the perfect blend of those two things. And to have, the young ladies that we have, the female athletes at Oak Ridge who, every one of them plays another sport. They're all two-sport athletes, and we got some pretty incredible athletes walking around that campus, and to be able to work with them in football and give them a football experience, myself and the coaching staff, we're just having a blast. We're having a great time with this.
That was going to lead into one of my next questions was, a lot of the responses that I got from coaches last year was how to juggle all the multi-sport athletes that are being introduced to a new sport. And, they still have soccer practice or or travel softball during the fall. And, they still want to make those practices. What type of challenges are you seeing within your program, and how's the learning curve been with introducing a whole new sport?
Right. So to address the multi-sport thing, I mean, we made a commitment that, to get the best players, we're going to need to work with that, for sure. It's not like tackle football where you're the only game in town, right? There's one place to play tackle football in town. It's with us. So, we limited. We only had a few practices over the summer, and we did those on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays in the morning, just to give them, the 4-day weekend really to go do all their travel stuff and give them the afternoon and the evening to go do all their other sports. The interesting thing about that is, now all of a sudden, we came up with this program, to attract all these athletes to our program. And now it's these same girls that are asking for more time of football. They're the ones coming to us saying, "Hey, can we practice longer? We're in on this. We love it, and we want to do more." So we're kind of growing from there.
They didn't get this chance at Oak Ridge last year, but now they're living it. And like what are the vibes like around practice?
Yeah, I mean, they're a very competitive group of young ladies. I mean, if you know female sports at Oak Ridge, they're dominant in everything. I mean, basketball, volleyball, softball, section championship worthy teams across the board, lacrosse, soccer. They dominate. So they're very competitive, and they're taking that same approach with football. It's very different for them. We one of the goals that we have had as a coaching staff is to give them a real football experience. We're not gonna, change everything around in the way that we're talking and change our language to, in any kind of way. We want them to learn and know football and have a real football experience through this program. And because that's the best way to do it. I mean, that's the way to give them the experience. A lot of them have had dads or brothers that have played, and we want to give them that same feel, that same type of camaraderie that comes with football, and that same just sense of unity and team and whatnot. It's important to us that they experience that, and so far they're just eating it up.
What is one thing that you have always consistently preached to all of your teams, whether it's tackle football or flag football? What's the one consistent thing that you always try to preach from day one?
Yeah, just doing things 100% right 100% of the time. I'll tell our girls on a game day, for example, we want to win everything. We want to win the warm up, we want to win the stretch, we want to win the sportsmanship battle, we want to win the team that's most uniform with the way that we present ourselves. And of course we want to win on the scoreboard as well. So just being the best in every aspect. And, it's not always about, getting the win, but it's that pursuit of victory and the pursuit of being the best that you can.
And obviously, being an observer of the game last year and now being fully entrenched in it, like, what do you think is the biggest takeaway from flag football now being really in the mainstream and being introduced as a CIF sport, and what it means to female athletes in high school?
Well, I mean, you just look at the year one to year two, just the growth. I mean, I think that speaks for
Double.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, girls are just coming out in droves to play flag football. And I know it's going to be a 2024 Olympic, or excuse me, 2028 Olympic sport in Los Angeles. So that I think speaks volumes as well. It's just one of the fastest growing sports, in the country right now. And just to be a part of that is really cool, and to see the girls get this experience, and especially the girls across the state right now. I mean, you could call them the pioneers of high school girls flag football. And who knows where it'll be 5 years from now or 10 years from now, but they're laying the foundations right now, and it's pretty cool to be a part of that.
Well, folks, if you haven't been out to a flag football game yet, I highly recommend it. I have plenty of highlight footage on Premier Preps, but it doesn't quite do it justice. You have to see it in person. It's very fast paced, it's action packed, and these girls are athletes like Coach Cav just talked about. Oak Ridge plays in the mighty SFL, so you'll see a ton of great games in that league. Cav, thanks for stepping back into such a big role at Oak Ridge and for this new program, and thanks for joining us on Premier Preps this week.
Well, thank you, Nick, and it's great having you out at the games. We really appreciate your coverage. You're doing a great job. You've always taken good care of us at Oak Ridge. It's noted, and it's really appreciated. Thank you.
I I appreciate that, man. You guys are welcome back anytime.